Hey everybody, I think I'm live. I just want to warn you, this is going to be really hard to watch. If you don't want to see me completely break down, you probably should not watch this. Just go find a recap or something. This is going to be hard. I'm trying not to make a bigger fool of myself than I already have, but I thought that there's something I haven't told you. And I really don't feel like I can do any kind of healing, moving forward type of journey on this channel if I don't tell you the entire truth. Oh, I had my therapy today, and all I did was talk about this particular thing, and I'm very emotionally drained right now. But there's a reason why I know that Andrew will never try to come back. And it's partially his decision based on his actions, and it's also partially that he's done something that is so fucking horrible that even me, I could never take him back. I could have forgiven anything. She's pregnant. And she's not just pregnant, she's due in 3 weeks. He's known the whole time. He's known since November. The whole time that he's been going back and forth between us, he's known. He told me that I'll tell you what he told me in a minute. I found out about this on Sunday. So the day after I kicked him out and he left, when he was on his way back to Colorado, and he sent me that message telling me never to contact him again. He also told me some other things. So 4 months after we lost August, he impregnated this woman. 4 months after our baby died. I'm sorry. Oh God. And he knew about it. Yeah, he was trying to come back to me. I legitimately think he was torn apart and didn't know what to do, but he made the final decision on what he was going to do. Which, you know what that is, because he's not here. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit of what he told me, so you can kind of get his point of view. I'm not going to read you everything, obviously, but I'll just tell you what he said about this specific thing. It's so hard for me to read this message. He said, "I'm sorry, but I want to be there for my second son full time. It's a boy." "I'm sorry, it's a boy." He said, "By the way, in November, we were actively trying to have a baby. In November, December, January, he knew she was pregnant while we were actively trying to have a baby, by the way. What the fuck was he gonna do if I got pregnant too?" Oh God. So, he said, "I'm sorry, but I want to be there for my second son full time. I can't tell you what's best for you, but I can see that I've hurt you too much for us to repair this relationship. I wanted everything to work out, but you need someone who won't remind you of this, and I can't let another child go from my life. He's not August, and he never will be. I wouldn't want him to be, but I have to give him the best life I can. I'm sorry, but I love her as well. I love both you and her, and I can't live like this anymore." I'm going down a little bit. He says something else later on about it. He says, "I thought I could let go of the child if I was with you and could keep my mind from it, but I can't. And joint custody from another state isn't good enough for me." He said, "As much as I try, you'll never be able to be with me without being reminded of her, and the baby will only make it worse. So I'm letting go." He says a lot of other stuff, and he said, "I'm so sorry. I've always known she was pregnant since November, and I've been trying to play both sides for so long. I wanted both futures. I don't know what to say other than ever since I found out she was pregnant, I felt drawn to the child. I've been afraid I would not be able to resist going to him, and in the end, it turned out that I can't forsake him. I'm so sorry. I have to tell you. I love you. I'm letting go. Oh, God. I'm sorry. So, as you can see, he's never going to try to come back. And I kept seeing comments of people saying he's definitely going to try to come back and we're going to go through another cycle and all that, but no, he's made his decision. Which, I mean, I couldn't be with him now. How could I? How could I? Even me, even somebody as sick and with no self-worth as me, I couldn't even. Because that should have been my baby. Because my baby is dead. And he took that and he gave it to her. So that's why I've been so off the fucking rails. Because I've been dealing with this and I haven't told anyone except for B. B's the only one who knows. And it's been so hard. Because I feel like he robbed me of my future. I don't get to have a family, but he just gets to go. He gets to go have the family that should have been ours that we tried so hard for. He took everything from me. And it's just been really, really hard for me to cope with this. And what's really messed up is, like, I still love him. I still love him even though he did this to me. Oh, God. I did talk about it with my therapist today. I had my therapy today. I just, it makes me feel like a piece of garbage because I feel like because my body couldn't make a baby, he just threw me away and found somebody who could. And his family's all excited for the baby and just welcoming her in, and they've known this too. They've known this for 4 months. And they all just discarded me because I couldn't give them a baby. That's what it feels like. My therapist said that's not it. It's not because I couldn't make a baby, but that's how it feels to me. That's how it feels to me. Like, I have no value as a woman. I have no value as a person. I'm just fucking trash now to them. They just cast me out and traded me in for a younger model, And now, now I have nothing and no one. And he's just gonna go over there and live his happy little life with his fucking white picket fence and his son. Oh, God. Thank you, Taylor, for the super chat. I appreciate that. And now that I've admitted this, there's no going back from it. I mean, there wasn't before, but it's just like, I don't want it to be real, I just thought I could just, if I didn't talk about it, it didn't have to be real. But it is real. And now I have to live in a world where the man I love is having the child that I desperately wanted with another woman. And it's just, it's fucking torn me apart. It's made me lose my fucking mind with grief, and I just don't know how I'm gonna survive this. I don't know how I'm gonna cope with it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oh, God. I know my therapist told me, like, I can't heal from this, it's gonna get easier. I just have to get through one moment at a time, but sometimes I feel like I can't even get through the next minute because it just hurts so much. It's the worst betrayal that he could ever do. It's the worst thing anybody could ever do to me. He knew how much I wanted a baby and how hard we tried, and it's just believe he could do that. He told me that he didn't want it to happen. He didn't mean for it to happen. Yeah, I know that. Stupid son of a bitch. Oh god. I know this is gonna sound terrible, but I hope he's miserable. I don't think he's cut out to be a parent, and I hope he's miserable. And I've just been like, it's all I can think about. It's why I can't eat, why I can't sleep, why I drink. Oh god. I know that he'll never be truly happy. I know. I'm, I don't know how he knows it's his kid, but I assume that she wasn't sleeping with anybody else. I don't know. She thinks she's his wife and she loves him, so I assume she was faithful to him, even though he cheated on her with me. And maybe other people who fucking knows. I don't know what I would say to him. I'd say, you son of a bitch. That's probably what I'd say. I'd say, you fucking son of a bitch. And then I would have to, like, restrain myself from just fucking punching him. I wouldn't do that, but I would want to. He told me, like, he told me that he loved that I always took care of him. Like, he always felt, like, safe with me as far as, like, I always made sure all of our bills were paid and I always took care of all that. And he really appreciated that. He did tell me that one time. Like, over the past 2 weeks, he told me that. But I don't know if it was just part of his bullshit. Because I asked him, what do you like about me? What do you value about me? He told me that. He told me that he valued how loyal and that I was to him. He told me he valued um, my sense of humor and all the fun we had together. And he told me some other stuff too, but I don't want to say that. I know everybody says I can do better, but it's just like hard to imagine for me. Well, I mean, honestly, he was more like I parentified him way more than he did to me. Yeah, I'm incredibly loyal to my friends, my partners. I'm very loyal. You can do better, as in you can find someone who loves you properly. I don't know. I don't have a lot of hope. I don't have a lot of hope. But maybe I will in the future. I don't think he knows how to love either. I don't. I don't think he was loved properly as a child and a teenager. He has a lot of issues. Like I know a lot of his. We've talked in depth about these kind of things. I don't think he got enough love and acceptance from his family or his peers when he was young. And now he just what he does. I don't think he knows how to love either. Yes, I love him. Sorry. He doesn't the man I love doesn't exist anymore. And I don't know how I'm supposed to cope with that. It's like a death. And that's the only thing I can really do is work on myself. It really is. I stood in this hallway right here, right before he left, and I said, and I looked directly in his eyes, and I said, nobody will ever love you as much as I do. And I believe that's true. I don't think anybody could ever love him as much as I do. And he threw it all away so he could get. Yeah. He's a cowardice boy, yeah. True. You believe he'll try to be back with me? I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. Do I think he chose her because as a child? Yes. I think if she wasn't pregnant, he would have chosen me. Yeah, I do believe that. And I would have taken him too, honestly. I do. I feel so much support from you guys, and I truly appreciate it. I really do. I mean, it helps me a lot. Streaming and talking to you guys really helps me a lot. And I appreciate all of you. Whose idea was it for you to move back to Arkansas, yours or his? Well, we were texting one day, and I said, I just want to go home. And he said, I'll pack up the car right now and go home with you. And I said, let's go. And then we did it like in one, we did it in like an hour. He went and got his shit from her house, which I didn't know he was staying with her at that time. But I was at our house packing up the shit. He went and got his shit from her, and then we left. So, like I said, I want to go home, and he said, if you mean that, I'll get in the car with you right now and go home, and we did. It was kind of like a mutual thing, but I guess I brought it up first. I do not think he did that to get me out of the way or bring me back here and leave. I don't. I truly believe he wanted to run away from that, to run away with me. He told me he wanted to run away into the sunset with me and leave all that shit behind. And he wanted to. I feel like he really did want that. That he thought he could escape everything that he'd done, and that we could just go be together again, and he could just leave it behind. But in the end, he couldn't. He couldn't hide it. He couldn't hide it from me anymore. He couldn't escape it. Is there a shadow person out there? Dogs. I didn't even hear anything. I know he's gonna regret it. He told me so many times that he just wanted to run away with me, and he wanted to be with me, and he wanted to just, he didn't want any of that. This was before I knew about the kid, but he was just talking about, like, sleeping around with her and stuff. He said he didn't want any of that, and he just wanted to run away with me and forget that he had cheated and all that and leave all that behind. Now I know when he was saying he wanted to leave all that behind what he really meant, but at the time I thought he just meant like the affair and everything. So, yeah, he told me so many times he just wanted to run away with me, and he finally told me he couldn't do it. Yeah, they worked together. Yeah. I mean, I think he did mean that. Recently I've been able to tell when he's sincere and when he's not. I didn't used to be able to tell, but recently he's just like lost it. He's lost it, and I've been able to tell. Yeah, I mean, I feel for that kid too. It's gonna be a fucking mess over there. It really is. I know. I mean, he was torn between us. I really think he was torn between us. And in the end, it was the kid that made the decision for him. I think he would have chosen me if it weren't for that. Yeah, that's exactly right, Triggered Latina. This was probably hard for him too because I was willing to forgive stuff and he knew I wouldn't forgive the baby. He didn't want to fix things, but he dug himself so deep. Yep. He told me that things just kept spiraling out of control and that he just kept making so many mistakes and just he couldn't get himself out of it anymore. And he just couldn't hide it from me anymore. I think he does feel regret. And I think he did love me. He had to make a decision, and I guess he did the right thing. Even if that means that he left me completely fucking destroyed. Not about me anymore. Yeah, he doesn't have a choice but to choose the baby. I mean, he did this and it destroyed all of us. Destroyed both of us. I can't believe he even risked getting her pregnant either. You should have heard me screaming at him on the phone. He told me, so we were talking on the phone for 2 days. He told me she was pregnant on the phone before he sent the goodbye message. He told me she was pregnant on the phone, and then I was like, what the fuck? And then I screamed at him, like, how could you fucking do that? How could you not use a fucking condom? You had a drawer full of fucking condoms in our home, and you can just take one of those with you, you stupid son of a bitch. That's what I told him. And then, like, after we got out of that argument, that's when he sent me that message saying what he chose and all that. Which, I mean, at that point, after I already knew, I was like, well, I mean, I already knew that's what was going to happen. She does not have a job. I don't think. At least that's what he told me. I don't know. Could be a lie. I think he didn't because he likes to do risky things. He likes to fucking do risky behaviors and stuff. Thank you. No, I'm not going to contact her. I already contacted her once and it didn't do any fucking good. He probably already has a job. He probably just went and got his old job back or something. He's a fucking slippery snake, man. He'll get a job in like 2 days. He'll slither his way into something. No, he loves that child. I asked him, "Do you love this child?" And he said, "Yeah." That was our conversation. She does not know about my YouTube. I asked him, does she know about my YouTube channel? And he said no, he wouldn't tell her because he doesn't want her to know probably all the stuff he's been lying to her about. I said, well, what does she think I do? And he said, I told her you just do like online work and stuff. So, but who knows? I don't know if anything he says is true. But as far as he told me, she does not know. And I don't think he would tell her, honestly. I feel bad for the child. Yeah, I do. Being born into that shit show. He's lying to her. Their relationship is going to be based on lies and deception and cheating. Like, it's not a good foundation at all. He doesn't know how to stop lying. He's a pathological liar. I told him, I think you're a pathological liar, and he said, yeah, I think you're right. Like, he knows he is. Would I help the child if they ever came to you for help? Yes. Yeah. She knew he was pregnant the whole time. I'm pregnant. She knew he was married the whole time, not pregnant. She knew he was married the whole time. Yeah, the subreddits are pretty gross. I read them when I first found out about them, and it just like really destroyed me. So I don't ever go on there anymore. It's not worth it to me. I don't even really read my YouTube comments anymore either very much. I'll read a couple now and then, but I appreciate it. Yeah, and the one time when I went on there and read it, it was just like a bunch of bullshit and like everything was wrong. It was just like a bunch of speculation that was just insane and like not even close to reality. So it doesn't. I don't give a shit. It just gives me more viewers to my channel. So whatever. It's all about finding your niche on those apps. Man, I'm not doing very well. Well, like I said, I'm talking to 3 different guys, but I'm concerned that this one guy never messaged me back because he was the one I liked the most, and he never messaged me back. So I don't know. We were talking about witchcraft and stuff. I hope I didn't say something to freak him out. He's really cute though. Like I feel like he might be a little bit out of my league. I should just post my YouTube channel as my Tinder bio. Holy shit. If somebody still wanted to talk to me after that, they might be the one for me. If they saw this shit show and they were like, yes, I still want to talk to you. Yeah, they all just want to hook up. Yeah. I mean, I'm down for casual things right now with the way I feel right now. I'm all right with it. I say that, but like, I'm not the kind of person who does that or can do that well because I get attached to people. If I like you enough to sleep with you, like, then chances are I want more than casual. Yeah, I'm just not into the casual thing, I guess. I said that, then I was like, never mind, that's not true. I don't want casual. I want something. I want somebody to hold me through the night. You know what I mean? I don't want a wham bam and thank you, ma'am. I want somebody to put their arms around me and love me. That's what I want. I miss intimacy. That's what it is. I miss intimacy. I know it took 2 years from my first marriage until I met Andrew. And when I met him, I was really ready. I was really ready to fall in love again. And I had a rebound relationship before that where I was not ready. And I'm probably going to have another rebound relationship, to be honest with you. Um, but like, I just want somebody. I know you're telling me not to rush, but I'm telling you I probably will rush because I am desperate to not be alone. I don't think rebounds are bad either if they help you, but I mean, you got to consider the other person too. I know you say I'm not alone, but once I'm not streaming anymore and I don't have anybody to talk to and it's late at night, it feels very lonely. That's my hardest time, is at night, because that's when I would be with Andrew. So it's really hard, and then I just start thinking about, like, he must be laying in bed with her right now. He probably has his arm around her right now. And I'm alone. And I'm alone, and I want him, and I love him, and he chose somebody else. It's really hard. That's why I have to take medicine at night to make myself go to sleep, or I'll never be able to sleep. Probably cheating on her right now. I don't think he is yet. I don't think he is yet. He will, but I don't think he is yet. Oh, I know that they were fighting about me. Yeah. You'd rather be alone than be with a cheater. I guess I just have no self esteem because I wouldn't. I would have rather had been with him than been alone, even after he cheated on me. Okay, no. No, I'm not okay at all. I'm very bad. You love being alone so much it's hard to date. I'm the opposite. I have a very anxious attachment style, and I'm very clingy and needy and stuff. So it's like that's a lot for a lot of guys. You know, I'm a lot to handle for most guys. Andrew put up with me for 15 years, which is really admirable. And he may be distant with her from feeling guilty about you. He may be. I hope he is. Yeah, there's gonna be no trust in that relationship. How could there be? How could there be? Yeah, dating is really hard. I know. If I mean, I could never take him back now. There's no way I could. Not like before when I said that and didn't really mean it. Like this time, there's no way. You know what, Leila Mangelsdorf? You can fuck right off, honey. I don't have a life because my heart is broken and my world is shattered, and streaming is the only thing I have. So fuck you. Did somebody ban her? Yeah. You think those last words I said to him will stick with him forever? I hope so. Yeah, I know all that. You need to love yourself and be alone and all that bullshit, but I just want a man. I don't even care. Like, that's how I feel. Thank you for timing her out. I make you crave Coca Cola. I love Coke Zero. I know. I don't understand how people expect me to be over one of the worst experiences of my life within 4 months. I don't either. And actually, now we're down to 2 days from the absolute worst of it. So I'm not going to be doing well for a long time. No, people usually don't like clingy behaviors. It's true. I know that my behaviors are like a lot for a lot of guys, but I have anxious attachment, and I that's just how I attach to people. So I gotta find somebody who can fucking put up with that. Yeah, it's gonna take a long time. I think it's gonna take me years to get over this. Yeah, it's gonna take me years. I mean, it took me 2 years to get over my first husband. I was only with him for 5 years. And I remember being so fucking lonely and so depressed. When I met Andrew, I was in a dark place. I was so lonely and so depressed. I thought I would never meet anybody. And I met him. He was like a fucking angel. I remember the first time I ever saw him. He was so beautiful to me. He was standing in my front door, and the porch light was making like a halo around his head. And it was raining, and he was so beautiful to me. I'm sorry. God, I know it was a deception, but I do feel like I know he really loved me then. I know he did. I don't think he's evil. I think he's just hurt and broken and flawed. And unfortunately, he hurt me in the process. All right, y'all. Well, it's 9 o'clock, so I gotta go because I have to get up really early in the morning. I have to get the dogs to the fucking boarding place at like 8 a.m. I have to get all my shit together still. I should have done it earlier today, but I was having a really hard time. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream here. This was like the hardest stream I've ever had to do, and I didn't even want to admit all this shit. I didn't want to put it out in the world, but it's the truth. What's happening to me? So, like I said, you won't see anything from me for like probably the next 5 days. But when I get back, I'll publish the vlogs from the trip. So, um, I will see you guys. Thank you so much. I'll try to I'll post on Instagram when I can. So if you want to know how it's going and stuff, I'll try to post on there. Thank you everybody. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate you. Thank you for the super chats and everything. I really appreciate it. All right, y'all. Good night, and I will see. Like I said, I'll see you in like 5 days, hopefully. Hopefully. Bye.